Hi everyone, welcome. Please watch till the end. You're going to want to watch till the end. If you want to get my idea of exactly what's going on, this is the crucifixion of Christ depicted in 1350. That's right. And on the left, in the sky, we clearly see UFOs, okay? On the left and on the right. You can say it's a sun. You can say anything you want. Yeah, I don't think so. Right. Throughout this video, we're going to talk about and see and witness Moses with horns, Jesus with UFOs. It's all in the art. Now, here's a good one. In France, there was a coin minted in 1680 that shows a hovering disc-shaped UFO with what appears to be portholes or lights around the outer rim. Now, hang on. Due to the fact that a coin was minted depicting this UFO of that year, think of it, 1680, making a coin probably because a spectacular event may have just happened, in theory. I hope you'll be as fascinated as I am. This is a woodcut style of art from 1479. Arabia shows the appearance of a rocket ship, obviously, complete with rivet, metal, and pointed nose. Rocket pointing to the stars and smoke coming from the bottom of the rocket. If you turn the image sideways, it looks like it's going upwards, right? Now here's another woodcut. It was found in Nuremberg, Germany, and this is from 1561. So it depicts apparently a large dark missile with many other objects in the background. They say on this woodcut image also depicted are globes, cylindrical spaceships, and the sun. Many believe it shows witnessing a battle between aliens and humans. And that goes way back. Look at this one, guys. This is a really cool one. You know what this is? First of all, it's a cave painting, right? From 10,000 BC, and this was in Valcamonica in Italy. It depicts aliens creating a human fetus. And at the same time, look at all the toes. Looks almost like a creature, water creature. So listen, this is in a cave a long time ago, and it could actually be describing what's going on right now, which we're all trying to understand ourselves. And in reality, it's written on every bloody cave wall and every Egyptian, hieroglyphs, petroglyphs. I mean, everything's there. The whole story of everything that went on is right in front of us if we really dig deep. Sun, stars, or UFOs all around the circle. Big snake on the bottom, two snakes on top. Think of it. Alien and human fetus. Are we alien descendants? Were we created by aliens? Now here's one from the 15th century. So we're talking in the year 1500, my friends. Okay, that's a long time ago. Nobody we know was alive back then. Some of us don't even have anything from our own family pictures, or obviously there was no cameras. Or was there? They wonder if God was an alien. For me, it changes nothing, but in theory, God can be alien. And this one, still 15th century. This one gives me chills. It took me a little while to get the chills. When I started realizing, first of all, we see a spaceship over top. It has its hands, even its foot would depict on the bottom right, a left foot, or maybe I'm wrong. It could be or not. But the hands are in the air. It could also mean, hey, we are space people. We go to space. And this is back in the 1500s. So if you do a comparison with the explorers in the 1400s and 1500s and when everything was founded, and it is really scary, and you can come up with a whole bunch of theories. Another thing, this guy is military. We'll say more soldier. It's a bit better for the 15th century. I'm no expert, but seems to me there's a big message being told here. As they say, an image says 1,000 words. Then it really hit me. This is an astronaut in space from the 15th century. floating around, seeing a spaceship, clearly a spaceship going by with the fire around it. Hands up, he even looks like he has gloves. Foot up because he's floating. Anyways, creepy. Just fascinating. This illustration shows a UFO sighting over Hamburg, Germany. The objects were described at that moment as two glowing wheels, or UFOs. This was on November 4th, 1697, and this is a sighting. So obviously they made an illustration of and depicted what they saw. Then things get really serious. In this painting, found on a wood drawer from furniture kept at the Earls d'Outremont in Belgium, is Moses. Moses is depicted receiving the tablets of the Ten Commandments with flaming horns on his head. Several equally flaming objects are in the sky before him. The date and the artist are unknown, but apparently it's pretty old. We could see the UFOs in the background. Guys, ancient Greece, okay? They found a computer. It's got full of gears. It was from ancient Greece, okay? They were so advanced, the ancient civilizations, and I truly believe this is what's going to come out. Think of it, horns. Whatever it is they took out of the Bible in 1684, people are going to find out. They already are. So a computer back in ancient Greece. Think of that one. So you think Moses with horns is pretty controversial? Yeah, that's nothing. What about a disc-shaped object shining beams of light down on John the Baptist and Jesus? What do you think of that one? Fitzwilliam Museum, it's in Cambridge, England. The painter painted this in 1710. Now, what made the artist want to bring UFOs into the story of religion? And let me add that we're talking in 1710, where I don't think people would take very kindly to people saying that their God was an alien. They say we can't see God because he's too bright. Hello? Yeah, that's the correlation that I'm making. I actually believe that the secret in the Bible is that we have an alien God and that maybe we are descendants from aliens, theoretically. But I hope you're understanding that UFOs in art is impressive, sure. Way back in the day, especially when people had no idea about it, but maybe that's just a lie. That's just something that was hidden from us. But what fascinates me to see a UFO depicted in not just ancient art, religious ancient art. We're talking professional people doing these paintings, guys. Look at them. They're incredible artists that did these paintings. Maybe some intelligent artists too. And obviously some of the truth is always depicted in paintings, as we see today in movies. Now, these aren't done with crayons. Give you an idea, the artist of this is someone very famous, right? No? Baptist of Christ by Roger von Weyden, from the 12th century. So we're going back into 1200s. And what do you see up on the top there? That line coming down from a portal, a fire, or a UFO? The sun, maybe? Again, looks like UFOs. And again, this is during his baptism. If they're depicting UFOs during the baptism, guys, it could mean that there's a relation to it. Moving right along, the baptism of Christ. This is by Ottavio Vanini, circa 1640. Wrap your minds around that. And now, this is where I'm at. I've been studying for the past month in depth to try to get information from the 1600s of what happened with the missing books from the Bible, which pope was responsible for it. I'm sure many others were, and maybe more was taken out in the past. But if in 1684 is when they took the secret of aliens, or whatever secret was in the Bible, it would make sense that in in 1684, when they took that part out of the Bible and all these paintings disappeared or wound up in museums, they must have a lot of excuses given for them. And as for the reason, the correlation, the relationship to having UFOs and even spacemen, which I'm going to show you from like thousands of years ago. Everything we learned is backwards, and on top of that, a lot of what our elders and the people that know a lot about the history of the church can't tell you the real story because everything was taken away from the public. How many chosen are going to the realm of heaven? Have you all told me? And as we all thought we knew, 144,000, you say? No. 144,000 tribes. So, stop complaining for the abductions. They're bringing people up there. Maybe. Just a theory. Yeah, I'm there. That's where I'm at. I have a lot of open-minded theories from way back. What if Jesus is a spaceman? Look, they're pointing to the helmets, the bubbles of glass around their heads. Imagine how people would be both excited, traumatized, and marked for the rest of their lives, seeing a light come out of the bloody sky thousands of years ago, and these people with big glass helmets around their heads and a whole bunch of objects, gadgets, and lights around them, and some of them are floating. Their craft is floating. Do you think that these people are going to say, my gosh, this is God? Well, of course. In theory. The Baptism of Christ, again, by Fra Angelico, circa since 1425. 200 years, over 200 years before they take out parts of the Bible. So when you look at this, it doesn't mean, Bruce saw that they're spacemen, but I want you to open your mind to the possibilities. And just in ancient art like this, and we say just in ancient art, these depictions of Jesus Christ and the baptisms and John and all of the apostles and everything is something very serious that's supposed to be truthful, and it's supposed to be depicting who we are, where we are from, and how we were created. So they're not necessarily lying about us having been created, but they might be lying about who created us. But then again, your representation of God, my representation of God, if God exists, and I believe he does, God is God. So no matter who or what God is, alien or human, what does it change? For me, it would change nothing. It wouldn't be that, now we're aliens. No, it would mean that, no, we were aliens and we just didn't realize it. A spiraling bright light in the background can be seen. God, a portal, you decide. Here's a good one. This is the picture above depicts Jesus and Mary, either UFOs or lenticular clouds. The painting is entitled The Miracle of the Snow and was painted by Marcelino de Pinacal, 1383 to 1440, and hangs at the Church of Santa Maria Maggiore in Florence, Italy. Could you imagine that? This is in a church and there are UFOs. I have much respect for the church, an ancient church that leaves this stuff up, because whether it's true or not, it's there, right? The evidence is there in ancient art. Do you see all the UFOs in this picture? There are people gathered outside, right, looking at UFOs in the sky, and in a circle of light over top, the heavenly beings. Jesus, Mary, I guess. I mean, what do you think of all this? It makes a lot of sense that there was an alien part taken out, an extraterrestrial secret. But now get this, if they were spacemen, wouldn't the people that are supposedly inside of Mars, the aliens, right? Andrew Basiago and everything talking about aliens. Israel is talking about aliens. The former defense minister was talking about hybrid aliens. Well, if they're astronauts, if they were ancient astronauts that came to give us technology, that's how we would have advanced, right? And we would have kept monuments for them. And oh my goodness, this is just like, wow. It's just making so much sense now to me. This is some good stuff. How easy would it have been for aliens to pretend that Jesus, and this is in theory, guys, just be open-minded. I want everyone to know the truth before jumping into any religions, right? What if they saw Jesus go towards the Father, the Creator, which they told everyone he was a blinding light because he could not be seen, and people had to turn away from the lights not to be blinded by the UFO lights, as here Jesus, with the bubble around his head, walked into the UFO craft and told the people they'd be back and to be good. Simple. In theory, along the timeline of humans and the history of humans on Earth, this would force people, especially with the intelligence they had back in the day, if we had nothing and we were just brought this knowledge, we would start praying to the skies also. We would have a connection with the skies, and some people would actually see what they perceive as God, a light. And like I said, I'm not saying it's not God that's in charge of this universe. I'm just saying that a lot has been left out, omitted from the Bible, and a lot of truth about that magnificent God has been left out. Thanks, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Thanks for taking the time to subscribe. Aliens up there on the moon. They may be even coming right here soon. Aliens are mining on the moon. Yes, they are up there. Doesn't matter, cause disclosure's coming soon.